Flowing ad budget on metrics that look great till the CFO sees them, that's bull spend. And marketers are calling it out in Dashboard Confessions.
I remember telling my boss, it'll be good for the brand, when leads were slow. Yeah, it wasn't.
Cut the bull spend. LinkedIn lets you target by company, job title, and more. Advertise on LinkedIn. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a $250 credit. Go to linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Amazon presents Jeff versus Taco Truck Salsa. Whether it's Verde, Roja, or the orange one. For Jeff, trying any salsa is like playing Russian roulette with a flamethrower. Luckily, Jeff saved with Amazon and stocked up on antacids, ginger tea, and milk. Habanero? More like habanero, yes. Save the everyday with Amazon.
Hi, it's Dave here, and this is my wife, Kathy.
Hello.
This is the Cinemilettes, the podcast where we walk home from the movies. Today we're going to see The Devil Wears Prada 2, which is the long-awaited sequel to The Devil Wears Prada 1, which happened 20 years ago.
It's funny because it's obviously a huge phenomenon, the first film, and I don't know if this was being called for by the fans, but as soon as it was announced, the fans went mad, and everyone's been so excited. And there was kind of a lot of stunt promo stuff last year where Meryl Streep was like sitting with Anna Wintour at like fashion events, and people have, when it's been filmed outside of New York, people have been like filming it on their mobile phones and sharing it. So I think excitement's been really building up.
Yeah, I think this is going to do big numbers.
Big numbers, and our cinema has like booked it like every hour.
Yeah, I mean, undoubtedly this movie is going to be huge, but is it going to be any good? Well, like, what do you remember of the first one? Because I remember very little.
It's funny because it was such a phenomenon at the time. It was based on a book, and there have been sequels to the book, so I don't know if this is based or not on the sequel. But
what was the book called?
The Devil Wears Prada.
But
this film was huge when it came out. It did very well from word of mouth. It obviously had a huge
It's good.
cast.
I remember liking it.
I really liked it. It had Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt. I probably didn't know before this film. I'd say it was her breakout.
One of her earliest times. Yeah,
Stanley Tucci, and then it had the guy from Entourage, who was huge at the time.
Oh my God, sorry, I'm remembering it now. He was Anne Hathaway's boyfriend, and the whole movie he was like,
He's an asshole.
Listen, you shouldn't work because I'm a struggling artist and you should quit your job and support me.
I think he was kind of like, you shouldn't be working on a fashion magazine.
I think he was like, your boss is toxic, which was correct. But also he was like, your career is stupid and I'm an artist and I'm cool.
The problem is, I think I've only seen this film once, maybe twice. So I really liked it. Don't remember it.
Yeah, same.
But there's some very iconic moments, of course, that I remember.
Is it a fashion magazine?
It's basically she's like Anna Wintour.
Okay,
it's like she's basically the editor of Vogue.
I'm very interested then. I haven't seen the trailer for this, but I'm very interested in how they've updated it for 20 years later, because we're in a very different climate where magazines and media publishing houses are on their knees.
Yeah.
Like, what relevance does their fake magazine have?
Very interesting.
That's interesting.
And also, like, it's so funny. It's actually such a trope of rom-coms that, like, a small city gal goes and works as a journalist somewhere. So that was a huge trope at the time.
13 going on 30, What Women Want, right? Was that publishing?
That was advertising. It was always skirting the edges of this.
Yeah.
There was, like, definitely Carrie Bradshaw elements.
Yeah, working in the media in a big city in the 90s was like,
and this was
dream
noughties,
job,
I think.
right?
Dream job for me.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have wanted to work on a fashion magazine, but I would have aspired to be in a magazine. So it was very aspirational at the time. Do you remember the end of the film?
No, sorry.
Okay,
Are you going to
spoil
it here now?
The Devil Wears Prada 1.
Okay.
As it's not actually called for anyone who's listening.
If you skip on, hit that 30-second button or 15 seconds a few times.
Probably
you
not
skip
listening to this review if you're concerned about that.
That's true.
From memory, Anne Hathaway quits the magazine at the end of the film.
Oh.
I think. Don't quote me on it. So
she's got it. So they have to contrive a way to get them back together.
I'd say it's a rival situation.
A rival situation. She starts her own magazine.
I don't know. See, I've never watched the trailers. I've completely avoided them.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want it spoiled. So I'm really excited for this. Buzzing to go to a busy cinema. Cinema is also really busy because of Michael, because that's been obviously out the door busy, albeit we're not bothered watching it. So there's loads going on, and excited to go down, get a big bucket of popcorn.
I'm looking forward to this. It's a great cast.
It's such a good cast. And you probably know this, maybe you don't. So when they made the first film, Stanley Tucci and Emily Blunt's sister fell in love. And they've been married ever since.
Oh, that's nice.
So they're in-laws. So which is just a lovely layer to the story.
Tucci in-law.
I love that the four of them are back together on this huge press tour and no sign of your man from Entourage.
Yeah, whatever happened to him?
Gone. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense.
Entourage is one of those things I never liked. And I
Never
was like,
liked
and
it,
at the
yeah.
time I never liked it, and it was an unpopular opinion. And I feel like, have we now as a society, is that getting reevaluated in the great naughties reappraisal?
I don't know
of
if
things?
the Manosphere would probably like it if they rewatched it, but they don't
That's
watch
true.
TV, so they wouldn't ever get to see it.
They don't watch TV and they don't read magazines.
Yeah, so
it's an interesting world in The Devil Wears Prada too.
Yeah. I'm really interested though on the kind of contemporary. I'd imagine they're, I don't know, bloggers maybe, who knows. Anyway, we shall find out, and we'll be back after we've watched The Devil Wears Prada 2.
See you in a minute.
Runway. It's not just a magazine. It's a global icon. A winding road that brings us back together again.
Hello?
Well, look what TJ Maxx dragged in.
Sorry. Who is this? Do you know her? Do I know her?
I'm Andy Sachs. Andrea.
She was one of the Emilys.
One of the what?
Hello, we're back. We've seen The Devil Wears Prada 2, and if it's your first time here at the Cinemile, we won't spoil the movie until we get to Spoiler Street. Kathy, how you feeling?
Feeling good. I'm really happy. It's so much fun. I do advise anyone who's going to go and see it to go and see it in cinema because it looked really good on the big screen. It was lovely to see our cinema, so busy. And it's just such a delight to see like a film of this caliber in this genre, because what's happened over the last decade is that any sort of romantic-y, fiction-y gal moves to the big city story is like really become at like made for TV level quality. And I've watched so many bad Netflix movies like this. So
Netflix have cornered the market, the
back,
hallmark market.
Back where it belongs
Yeah.
in the cinema. Obviously Meryl Streep is like one of the best actresses. Anne Hathaway is brilliant. I love them together. The supporting cast is so good here, of such a high caliber. I loved all the New York scenes, the Rome scenes. And I think, and we'll get into it on spoilers more, read the plot, but I think they did a really good job of getting the gang back together, it making sense. The stuff we were talking about in the beginning as to like the death of magazines is actually kind of a core theme of the film, which I really think is good, and I like to see the kind of discussion around it. I love Stanley Tucci. I just like Justin Theroux's so funny. I love to see him here. I just think the caliber of the cast is quite unmatched, and I had a really good time with it. There probably wasn't maybe as much laughs as I would have liked, but I can't remember if the first one had laughs. So the other thing that is, I don't really remember the first film, so I'm sure this was full of references to it that I didn't get. So I think if you had recently watched the first film, it would probably enhance the viewing of this. But I had a really good time. I'm really happy with it. And you asked me on the way in if I thought it was going to be good, and I think I got distracted and didn't answer you. I thought
correct.
I thought it was going to be okay, and it was way better than I was expecting it to be, and I really enjoyed myself. And do you know what was lovely as well? The cinema was full of families with teenage daughters and young daughters, because it's only PG. And that was really nice to see, like, dads bringing their daughters to it. It wasn't the all girl audience I was expecting. And I do think if you've got like a young daughter who's interested in fashion or wants to watch a bit of a romantic comedy, like, this is a great
Your
film
young
to
daughter's
bring to.
interested in magazines.
Well,
Sorry, carry on.
but it's not just about magazines. It's all the fashion and the glamour, and I love all the clothes in the film. And I think like it's a great film to bring. And obviously, if you have a son who's interested in that as well. So I think it was nice to see a family audience there. We went to an early enough screening, and it was basically packed, and like women dressed up going in with their girlfriends, and I just kind of love all that. But aside from all that, I think the film's of very good quality, and I think it's a very deserving sequel. Also, when sequels come out with quite a considerable gap, I think it can go quite well, because you've loads to. You're not just, sometimes people are scrambling to make a sequel, and I think it would have been weak if they'd made it back in the day. And the 20-year break gave it a lot of gravitas. Finally, I do think there was elements of hacks, big time.
I was thinking this.
And I can't remember if that
I
was in the
agree.
first film or if this is kind of leaning into the hack stuff.
There's a lot of there's a lot of overlap.
A lot
terms
of
the
overlap.
core dynamics. Yeah,
And
yeah.
side note, if you do like Hacks, we're about to review season 4 and then season 5 over on Patreon. Dave, what did you think of this film? We didn't end up sitting together because it was too busy. So I don't know how you were vibing with it.
Yeah, I wasn't vibing with it. I'm glad you liked it, and I'm happy for anybody listening who enjoyed this film and is a huge fan of this franchise. I'll remind everyone, I liked the first one when I saw it. I think it's a really great film. So please keep that in mind
Oh, you don't
while
mind it?
I say everything I'm about to say.
I'm so surprised.
'Cause
Like,
this is
I thought you'd have been on this. I mean, I
This-
know I'd like it more as it's more of a genre I'm into, but I thought you'd have liked it.
No, I don't think this is good at all. I thought it is. Look, it's not bad. It's not terrible. It's none of those things. It's not down there. I just found it flat, insipid. I found it incredibly dull. I found it lifeless. I think, crucially, as you said, it wasn't funny. I wasn't engaged with any of the characters. I found
wasn't
Anne
funny,
Hathaway's
no.
character, what's her name? Andy Sachs, to be insipid and irritating. She would frequently. She's just like I don't know if it's just me, if I'm frustrated by Anne Hathaway or her character or her just her performance of this character, but she's grating on my nerves so much.
She is a bit annoying in it,
I found
as
her
in the character.
so annoying. She's all like jumpy and twitchy and
That's
and
just her character,
smiley
though.
and she would frequently step on people's punchlines. And we could talk about it in Spoiler Street, but there would be a joke, and then and I've met these type of people in real life who just like say another thing, like, oh no, like there's an example where she's going to buy an apartment off a guy, and she's like, is that apartment still here? And he's like, yeah, I've still got 15 to 20 left. How many do you want? And that was the joke, and then she goes, I think we'll just start with the one for now.
Okay, sorry,
And
that's
I'm
your
like,
problem with this film.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of the problems with my film. I don't know. That's like,
I mean,
stop.
she's an annoying
She
character,
keeps doing
like.
things like that. So, and
But
I don't.
that's not stepping on the punchline. That's just they're having a flirty conversation and she's.
Well, I want to talk
continuing
about
the joke.
I want to talk about the pointless romantic subplot in this film later. The things I liked, I think Stanley Tucci is particularly likable in this
He's lovely in
role,
this,
and I
yeah.
remember him very well in the first one. Emily Blunt is great.
Brilliant.
Meryl Streep is great. I think all my problems hinge on the central character of Andy Sachs, who I don't like. I do admire that the film, as you said, does address the shift in society in 20 years. It acknowledges it. I don't think it addresses any of it in any meaningful way beyond having a character saying journalism is important, and then having a Elon Musk stand-in character to take the piss out of as a farce. It's all very broad strokes. It has nothing meaningful to say. If anything, it made me very sad for the shift in our society over that we've all experienced, the death of journalism. This movie had an opportunity to tackle some of that, but that's not what this movie.
It's not what this movie's for.
It's for. I understand
it did
that.
tackle it though. Like
I'm
it was
just
the central
listen.
theme.
I'm literally just telling you on the walk home from the movie how I felt, and this movie. So I'm not interested in fashion. I'm not interested in this character. So my mind.
So maybe you shouldn't have come to see the film.
So this movie's not for me.
No.
I fully acknowledge that. But again, reminder, loved the first movie. I'm just like, I checked out. So the movie's engaging me with all these, like, isn't it sad that entire newspapers are being shut down? Isn't it sad that businesses are being consolidated and people's lives are being destroyed, and art is suffering? And then I was like, yeah, it is. But then the movie's like, but also fashion and Milan and let's go and look at these classy
it's
outfits.
about a fashion
no,
magazine.
I
then.
know. I'm telling you, the movie's done nothing wrong. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, my experience was, I'm stuck here in these. Thanks for making me. I can't be distracted by the jingling chains, the keychains. Like the Super Mario Brothers had more of an effect on
Dave,
me in
come
terms of
on.
would you let me finish my sentence?
Okay.
The Super Mario Brothers movie is a far worse movie than this.
Okay, good.
So let me finish my sentence. That is a masterpiece. The Super Mario Brothers movie was able to distract me with the jingling chains because I know all those things and I like video games. Okay, so I get so that is a dreadful movie that I was just like engaged with because I was like, oh, colors and I know that character. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas here I was left with, you know, the movie's like, isn't society terrible? And remember all the nice things we had? But don't worry, guys. You know, here's a load of, you know, characters, and they're all going to band together and work together to do the thing and save fashion journalism. And that's great. The movie did that, and I didn't give two. I just don't care. I couldn't engage with it. So that's where I'm at with it. And I'm
killing my buzz.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sorry. I
ruining my buzz.
really don't want
I
to kill.
can't believe you brought up the Super Mario Brothers movie.
I really don't want to kill.
The worst movie we saw this year so far in the cinema.
I'm using
and
it
I'm
as an
not
analog to explain
Okay.
to explain that is a soulless, vacuous
Yeah, but this isn't
thing.
a soulless vacuous
No, it's
thing.
not. I'm not.
Yeah.
Will you let me? I picked something out of the blue to describe to you. If okay, here's the thing. I'll watch. You just said it earlier. It's not my genre. I'll watch a bad horror film, and I can be like, well, this isn't, you know, this isn't great. I'm not that engaged with it, but I like the genre exercise and I'm enjoying this. I didn't have it here. I had nothing to grasp to, so my mind just went to existential dread, and that's where I sat for 2 hours
Right.
trying to, you know, shirk off how annoyed I was at Anne Hathaway.
I
And
think,
so I had a terrible time. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you killed my buzz, but that's your prerogative.
But no, I don't. I really don't want to kill your buzz. I don't want to kill anyone else's buzz. But you have to. The whole premise of this podcast is where are you at? How did you feel?
Right.
And that's
so
how I feel.
don't read fashion magazines, and I'm not a fashionista. Clearly, if anyone saw how I was dressed right now. However,
You look good.
Thanks, Dave.
For
I
what are you
loved-
wearing? Tell everyone what you're wearing today.
I'm wearing jeans and runners and a woolly jumper and a coat.
No, who are you wearing? Is what I meant to say. That's what you're supposed to say.
It's couture, darling. I love like the spectacle of all the stuff in Italy. I thought that was really beautiful to look at. I loved all the shots in New York. I love to be like watching a movie where someone's considered the shots, what it looks like. The sense of place was always here, and I always felt really grand and at scale, right? All the New York stuff, and particularly the kind of end. I thought the end closing shot of the film was really gorgeous looking. And I think they did a really good job of bringing all the themes together. I think the journalism piece really worked. I do typically find the characters or how Anne Hathaway plays them in most films she's in a bit annoying. But I really enjoyed her in this, and I think it's just because it's such a throwback. It's kind of like her in Princess Diaries as well. It's just kind of how she acts, and I let myself just enjoy it. And do you know what I felt like? It's like that kind of warm comfort of, even as I say, it's not a film I saw that many times, but to step back into the world and kind of very quickly, very soon into the film, I felt like I could relax because I was like, they're not messing it up, which is
Yeah.
often the fear of a sequel. It's funny when you were saying like what movies.
I
Like,
don't,
on the
I don't
way
think they
in-
messed anything up either, by the way.
No, they
And again,
didn't.
I don't think I don't think this film is bad. I think it's totally fine. I just had a bad time at the cinema.
No, you're right.
Anyway,
And on the
carry
way in, I was trying to think, like, what's really comparative with this in terms of, like, a big deal in the cinema? And I was thinking, it's probably Bridget Jones' Diary. Now, that book would have been more iconic.
Which, by the way, I had a great time at Bridget
Yeah,
Jones's
Bridget Jones.
Edge of Reason.
But
that was brilliant.
it's kind of quite like that in that it's, and I know there had been a second Bridget Jones back in the day, but the idea, it was, like, about a journalist, again, gangly, kind of just awkward and gawkish journalist clunking her way around the big city, and the buzz of coming back for it.
Clunking her way
I
around.
wouldn't be surprised if this now got a third one if it's successful.
Yeah,
which I
it's
do
going to
think
be
it will
a huge hit. And
But
I
it's
wouldn't be
interesting
surprised
that
either.
I do, when I think back on it, and like, please, listeners, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like when this came out in the noughties, it was a bit of a comeback for Meryl Streep. Like, it was pre-Mamma Mia, wasn't it? And I know Meryl Streep had obviously
Sorry.
been huge in the 80s and the 90s.
How can you have a comeback if you never went away?
No, but I feel like this was like a huge moment for Meryl Streep.
Yeah, it was a big role
Like,
for
this
her,
was
yeah.
an iconic role for Meryl Streep. Like,
Yeah.
possibly the one she'll be most remembered for. Outside of maybe, like, I don't know, Sophie's Choice. Now,
She's brilliant
Meryl
as this
Streep,
character.
imagine you got to look like her when you're that age. She looks unbelievable.
I loved
She's
all
so
her like
cool.
she's always wearing like a cool like blazer.
Oh, her outfits were
Her
so
outfits
cool.
are classic.
Like I genuinely just loved feasting my eyes on all the clothes. Like Anne Hathaway's clothes were so cool. I just had a different buzz than you on that stuff, obviously. But should we go to spoilers?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So you're going to hear a quick ad here, and then when we back, we're going to be talking about spoilers. When we back.
When we back.
That's how I
We're
talk
going to be
now.
talking about spoilers, or we're going to be talking about the film with spoilers?
Yeah, that. Sorry, my brain is broken. Bye.
This episode is brought to you by Beneful. Mornings are when the grind starts. Stretches, immaculate. Cardio, crushed it. Territory, marked. Sorry, geraniums. The dog routine is on point, but it can get a little wolf. That's why I fuel up with high-protein, Beneful freshly prepared meals. I'm eating clean with real meat and veggies, served fresh from the pantry. Kick boring in the bowl with Beneful freshly prepared meals. Visit Purina.com/Beneful to shop now.
Okay, we're back. So spoilers now for The Devil Wears Prada 2, and I would say The Devil Wears Prada 1 as well, but neither of us can remember what happened.
already
Maybe
spoiled
she
that.
left the magazine? Seems
No,
like
well,
she
she
did.
clearly did.
Yeah.
And dumped the boyfriend.
So I think so can we talk about Patrick Bramall here as the love interest? And I think this was a bad move by the film when you get an actor from the wonderful Colin from Accounts.
Yeah, we love his
if
show.
anyone hasn't seen it, is wonderful that he makes with his real life partner. And they have now I admit they play a couple in the show and are a couple in real life, so they have a natural advantage here.
Mm-hmm.
But when we come off the back of that and having watched such wonderful chemistry and back and forth and then to put him up against Anne Hathaway, for me, accentuated all the annoyingness
They
of
had
her
no
character.
chemistry.
They had nothing.
And they only, like, at one point it was like they were a couple who were sleeping together, but, like, I know the film's a PG, but I was like, Jesus, we never even saw them kiss. Like there was one kiss at the end, but
Honestly,
they really felt very chaste.
The film would have been better without him. And there's an earlier moment where she's like telling Emily Blunt, they're catching up on the 15 years, and she's like, oh no, I'm single and I've got my daughters are in
Frozen embryos.
Frozen embryos. And I just felt like that's cool. Like, let her be single
Yeah.
and let this film be about her finding her new career path and being the features editor.
In fairness,
But-
though, the film was about that. It was barely a side plot.
But
her and her man.
that's what I mean. The film was about that and
Yeah.
is about that. So why shove this pointless little which amounted to 3 small scenes? And when I was like, I don't know, I don't give 2 fucks about these two. They have not. There's
I liked
nothing
it
to this.
I'll ship any relationship in any film.
It was a
So
waste
I was
of time.
into it, but then it went nowhere. And like there was.
So it was
like,
a
I
waste
liked-
of time,
I liked
you
the
admit that?
message. I wouldn't say it's a waste of time, and I like the message of them being like perfectly imperfect together. But
Oh, come on, this is what you got. This is the best you got movie. You got this, her standing in the doorway doing her speech, her big speech.
it's a
that's
trope.
That's
of,
it.
It's a trope of this type of film that there'll be a romantic interest. I don't have a problem with it, but I don't think they did it in any interesting way.
isn't
And I
that-
think they had no chemistry.
Isn't that cooler to be like Hacks, where you're like, no, the relationship is her and Meryl Streep. Let's
Yeah.
double down on that. Let's give more scenes of them.
But
That's the movie.
Well, yeah, but this isn't Hacks though.
And it really isn't Hacks. And we've been watching it. I know Hacks is TV. It's got more space
it's
to
just-
breathe.
They're very different. Like they're not supposed to be.
Yeah,
the same
but no,
thing.
you were right, and it was making me think of Hacks watching this, and it just is like it's chalk and cheese.
Well, Meryl Streep's got Kenneth Branagh. Hello.
Was
what a
he
cutie
was
to have
he
at
in
home.
the first one?
Don't remember.
But
Anne Hathaway and him had never met, so I don't know.
I love the films. There's films out here just like throwing out big names and being just like Kenneth Branagh. 2 scenes, nothing to do, just be around.
Yeah, but he's just
and
like a
be
cute little
nice.
house husband
That's
who
fine. I'm
plays
fine with
the
that
violin.
one. But it's like the film's like, oh, how about Lucy Liu? Plot point? Got it. She's a plot driver.
Sorry, can I say something?
She has one scene. She's a picture on a poster. She's a plot point.
Can I say
Why
that
do that?
the real world references are clearly, obviously, Anna Wintour and Vogue, right? Then you have BJ Novak as kind of, I guess, Kendall from Succession / one of the Murdoch kids.
There's a lot of Succession
Yeah.
vibes here.
Then you have-
Deals being had in a big courtyard, and,
Yeah,
and,
in
and you
Italy.
get a boat there. Come on, it was like
There
go on.
were, and then you have the, I guess, Musk / Bezos stand-in, because famously Jeff Bezos and his wife, when they separated, she got shitloads of money and she like gives it all away, right? She's
Yeah.
basically giving away his money. And famously now, billionaires who used to try and be philanthropists, like say Bill Gates and them, there was always a tradition where you made money and you gave money away. That tradition's gone, right? These billionaires give nothing to nobody. And they're despicable. So that's the Lucy Liu reference to Real World, in case you didn't know that, the Jeff Bezos thing. What doesn't make any sense is, I really liked the bit where she actually said, I've been reading your features and they're really good. Because I liked that validation for Anne Hathaway's character.
Yeah.
But then at the end, they do the big deal where Lucy Liu like buys the magazine, right? Girl, I thought you were giving all your money away. How much did you spend to save this title?
She didn't buy one magazine. She bought
it
the
like
entire publisher.
It makes no sense, right? And then she's like, now you go. You can do anything you want. I can't wait to see what you do. I'm like, Miranda has been editor for 30 years.
Yeah.
She's had full reigns and power of the magazine.
Yeah, exactly. It's
and
like,
budget.
finally, she's been let off the hook and now she's got budget. It's like, fuck you. The movie at one point is trying to make me feel bad that they have to write economy. I'm like, I'm sorry. No. Yeah, you could use some cost cutting.
No, but sorry, Dave.
Maybe.
That was obscene, right? I understand they were trying to do cost cutting and make a gag with Miranda fly economy. Miranda flies first class all the time. Miranda will have so many air miles.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we saved up enough air miles once when we lived in Australia as plebs to fly business class. So if we can save enough airlines, she's currently always flies first. She has enough to at least bump herself up to business. Completely unrealistic plot. The better plot might have been that she usually flew in a private plane.
I think it really. I agree with you. It's a great point.
Maybe that's why she never has air miles, because she goes private.
Exactly. And look, it's fun. Yeah, obviously that's fun to
But
be
they
like.
didn't do enough
put
with it,
this
though.
character in a fish out of water. But like,
But they
really,
did
it just
nothing with it.
grated on my nerves so bad that this film wants to be like. Guys, journalism is important. Journalism's under threat. The tech billionaires are coming. Look at this guy. He's like, change. He's looking up at that picture of the Last Supper and he's like, it's all just bullshit. Let's burn the world. Yet the movie's like, but like we feel sorry for these people who are like, getting private jets and spending thousands on handbags. And it's like, these are the same rich fucks that I cannot buy into any of this, because for me high fashion is part of the problem.
Okay, but I think the film where it could have done a bit more work to establish this stuff is they rushed very, very quickly into the setup, right? And Anne Hathaway, like we see her winning an award and she's a great journalist, but they never showed us Anne Hathaway being a great journalist, and then they never showed us that Anne Hathaway was really in any financial peril. So she basically loses her job.
Tap doesn't work.
No, she loses her job. She's like, oh my God, I'm going to be broke. And the next day she gets this job offer. I feel like we should have seen her actually trying to go. What they should have shown us is the reality of being a journalist and like trying to get a job at the New York Times. No, they don't hire her in anymore. She's trying to get a job here. And then she eventually finally agrees to go back to work for Miranda, who ruined her life. But like within 5 minutes of the film, and I think they did it fine, but to really make the journalism thing sink home, Anne Hathaway was within 5 minutes of the film starting back working for her. And the gag was funny where Miranda didn't remember her.
That is a good gag.
That was a good gag. Because you wouldn't remember her.
That is for me, that was the best gag in the movie.
Because it's like she's gone through 30, 40, 50 of these women. But I just think Anne Hathaway went back too soon, so we never really had a sense that, like, geez, Anne Hathaway really needs this job.
Yeah.
Like, and all her friends who were like, her baseball capped male journalist colleague.
Oh yeah, where did he go? Sorry. He disappeared halfway through the movie.
But apparently she was paying him, and I'm like, wait, but he's a fashion journalist
I was so confused by that, because at the beginning they're all around the bar and she's like, and I can give you all jobs.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought she was joking. And then halfway through the film, he sat outside with her and she's like, oh my God, we're all going to be made redundant again. And it was like, what? Wait, what? He works for you?
No, but she obviously is a freelance, but
yeah,
he's freelance. Yeah. But I was laughing because I'm like, what's this man writing these articles about? He's gone from being like a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist. Obviously, Lucy Liu told us the quality of the writing has gone up. Yeah. So of course we can nitpick this film all day long if we want. However, I had a smile on my face the whole time I watched it. I had a really good time.
Oh, good.
I hope they make another one. Wish now I'd gone with the gang of gals. And yeah, I can't believe you disliked it so much.
Yeah, I wish you'd gone with a gang of gals as well.
And you,
because then you win and I win.
You besmirch it by bringing up the Super Mario Galaxy.
I will absolutely besmirch this film because it's not. I really didn't enjoy it. I really didn't, and I felt like it kept just picking up like it didn't address any meaningful issues of the change in the publication, the media landscape.
When you say meaningful,
it just kept being like, oh, it's not. Nobody buys the magazine now. It's all clicks and print.
But that's true though. Like, what do you want them to do?
I don't know.
Solve
Just
the crisis for us.
it just kept. I don't know. It just kept referencing stuff
Well, like,
without
you
doing
care
anything.
deeply, and we both care deeply about journalism and about huge conglomerates not sucking up newspapers and sacking all the staff, right? That's something we really care about. That's something that the character of what's-her-face, Anne Hathaway, in this film cares about. But her boyfriend says to her, and he's not wrong, but there's nothing you can do about it, though. And that's quite sad, and that's why she basically kicked him out of her apartment.
Yeah, and this film made me sad.
And the film's kind of her at the end realising they basically, and I thought it was very good at the end, because I was like, oh, her and Miranda are just going to be like best friends now. Miranda's like, yeah, we've stalled, we've bought some time, but it's all going to fall in the end. Like, Miranda's like, the writing's on the wall, we've got a few years here, and then there's not enough room for both of us. And I thought that was a very good ending.
Yeah. There's some good stuff
because it
in
wasn't just like, oh yay, we've succeeded. Like at the end of 13 going on 30, which we recently watched for Patreon, so you can go back on Patreon or Apple Podcast subscription to hear our review.
That's a much better film than
Jenna
this.
Rink trying to save the magazine with her like high school graduation photo shoot, and everyone's like, my God, this is
genius.
the direction of the magazine. And you're like, excuse me, like this film was much more realistic.
Oh yes, it was for sure.
And I love all the stuff of you know, like when she's like, oh yay, all the kind of critics have said like their mea culpa article that she wrote at the beginning was really good because of the fast fashion thing. And then we're like, oh, this is a big moment for Anne Hathaway. And then Meryl Streep's just like, fuck off, nobody read it. And I thought that was really good because that's the reality of like, they don't care unless you're driving views or whatever. So I thought they'd enough to say about it. Like for me, like I wasn't expecting this film to solve that crisis for me.
No, sure. I agree with you that the film did feel somewhat grounded and well researched in terms of what you and I have worked in the media. It felt like a real. We've seen all these types of people in there.
Can I say, I don't work in media anymore, but I did for a long time, and now watching this as like a 40-year-old, I've had a lot worse bosses than Miranda. And actually, she really doesn't. I don't remember the first film enough to remember what she was like, other than the stuff they reference, like throwing the coats on people. She didn't come across that bad here. Like, I don't think I'd want to work for her, but I've had worse bosses, and I don't know if that's what that means for me.
That was one of the lame jokes they had where her assistant was like, you can't say that anymore.
Yeah.
That's lame.
But she's just like, she doesn't give praise. But she's not like...
No, the movie
The Devil Wears Prada doesn't quite fit as a title anymore.
I totally agree. She didn't do anything particularly exceptionally bad in this.
Yeah.
But I did like just watching the little minutiae of like how this magazine was run in some parts. Like I loved watching Stanley Tucci in a little room with a spyglass, looking at little prints of photos and then circling things. There's I think the movie does convey a real respect and admiration for the craft of fashion and fashion magazines. And there's a good line that Emily Blunt has later, which is like, I want to set trends, not just, what was it?
Sell them.
Like yeah, there's something that, so it's like, I think there is a respect for that. Again, it's just not my thing, and the movie itself, I didn't like the characters, and I found it tedious and dull.
Can I say what the best duo in the film was?
Go on.
Emily Blunt and Justin Theroux were so good together.
Yeah, they're funny.
She's a great comedic actress as well.
She is.
And I know this was her breakout role, and I think it's the best I've seen her in ages. Actually, is back here, just great in this role.
His trip to the sun in the Icarus
so
spaceship.
funny, and when they're just like having all their weird in jokes as a couple, and like Justin Theroux, for like such a hot guy, plays such. He can make himself so unattractive in films. Like, he's so funny. And I just thought, like, when, all that stuff where they're, like, looking at the Last Supper and he's talking, like, about, like, Roman history and the fall of the Roman Empire and all that stuff. That's actually how these stupid billionaires talk. Like, they've just enough a grasp of, like, history and real-life events to to make them sound like, and I've experienced this around a lot of people, they can make themselves sound clever by like spouting history, but there's absolutely no substance to what they're saying. And that's what he was like here.
Even though in this instance, I think he's actually sadly kind of right, and that's what made
that
me
was sad
because.
But then when he says
when we see, can I just say for a second, when we see how much has changed between in our lives and society between the Devil Wears Prada 1 and 2. Like what
it's a real marker
we are really like where are we going?
And he's the only person in the whole film, and I was wondering if someone was going to mention AI, and he's the only one who mentioned it. But yeah, like that's the kind of sad side of this. The big gap between 1 and 2 for us is like, as consumers and people who both, you know, have worked in the media, like it's grim. One other thing that he's like, this made me laugh so much when he was like, oh, Icarus, I'm going to call it Icarus. And Emily Blunt says, yeah, because Icarus flew close to the sun and like burned and died. And he's like, babe, you don't get it. And it's that thing of these stupid men who think they're so much cleverer than the women they're speaking to, but in fact the women are like laughing at them because the men are so stupid. So I think they capture that really well, and I had a really good time. And then when she said she was going to put herself on the cover of the magazine, it was like, oh, Miranda was right, you don't have a clue. The editor can't put herself on the cover of the magazine. Like that's so embarrassing. So that was really good as well. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening. Let us know what you thought about The Devil Wears Prada 2. Come over to us at the Cinema. We're primarily on Instagram, and come to patreon.com/thecinema or Apple Podcast subscriptions to hear all our bonus episodes, including, as we said, upcoming hacks. We have actually just watched Jennifer's Body, and we'll
be putting up a new
poll,
new theme coming very soon for all of our patrons to vote, suggest movies for, and then you can vote on which one we're going to watch in May.
Every month we watch a retro movie. It has to be pre-2010. I've been meaning to watch The Devil Wears Prada original, actually, so maybe I'll do that.
I'd be up for revisiting
I would as well, yeah. It would be quite cool to watch it after watching this now. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening, and Dave, thank you for shitting all over.
I'm so sorry.
I'm
sorry for killing your buzz. I hope I didn't kill anyone else's buzz, but I really am just in a really cranky mood.
And you're really not the target audience.
The movie really made me
really not the target audience. So, and I'm glad you enjoyed Super Mario Bros. Galaxy so much.
I did. You know, it's just that film is so colourful.
Bye.
Bye.
Where would you like to start?
I am the new features editor at Runway.
No, you are not.
Yeah, we are all so thrilled.
You know what's funny is you've changed. You have. You're much more confident. Kept those eyebrows though, didn't you?
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Selling your car should feel like one less thing on your list, not one more. With Carvana, it is. Just go to Carvana.com, enter your license plate or VIN, and get a real offer down to the penny. No back and forth, no surprises, just an experience you can trust. Like your offer? Accept it. Schedule pickup, and we'll come to you with a check in hand. Your car, your timeline, your terms. Visit Carvana.com to sell your car today.
Carvana.
Delivery fees and terms may apply.